Hey guys, welcome back to Rise of Skywalker.
Whoa. We're back. More Rise of Skywalker. Go on.
Yeah, so
Tell me the things.
I think Chewbacca should have died because it would have added to, like, the idea of Rey turning to the dark side.
Oops.
Which, I think they... One of the things that I felt during the movie was, like, the idea that Rey knew something that we didn't. I kept thinking that Rey knew her own last name or something like that. But she didn't, but it just felt like there was a secret that was being kept from the audience. And that was the way that I felt like when there was a bit where they're at the carnival and this little girl asks Rey what her name is. She says, Rey, just Rey.
Right.
And like at that bit I thought she was going to say whatever her last name might have been. I thought they were going to reveal it then.
Why would they reveal it then?
I don't know, but I mean, it's not like they did a fantastic job with the movie anyway.
No.
I think that it wasn't bad though.
I
think that it pays a lot of it paints The Last Jedi in a better light.
So
But
I agree to that. Did you watch that video by Nero, by the way, that I told you to watch?
I think I did.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I did because I did look it up. I think, but I can't remember exactly what the video was.
He just made me like Rise of Sky, whatever it's called,
Last Jedi.
more.
Hmm.
I was
Oh,
gonna
because he talks about the light and the dark and the force and all that sort of stuff.
Well, he just talks about all like the meanings behind things and like the symbolism and how cool certain things are that people might have underappreciated.
Yeah.
Which I think that just does that.
Well, that's really what I thought would have been like why I thought that Rey and Kylo Ren should have died.
Both of them.
Yeah, because then it would have been like the force is balanced out because like all of the light and dark are dead.
I kind
And
of
I thought-
agree. I feel where you're coming from.
Like at the end, it was like, oh, Rey's dead.
They
But-
were.
and then, but it, like she did her dramatic sacrifice and her big effort, and all the Jedi versus basically all of the Sith in Palpatine.
Yeah.
And so I thought that it would have been right for the whole thing to suddenly end. And then I guess maybe it rises again, but I don't really get it. I get it's a little bit complicated, and like it kind of turns into whatever the writer wants it to be. But
Yeah, I wanted to just so I can put it out there
Yeah.
because I know. I mean, I don't
it's easy to hate on it, I guess.
I want to
Yeah.
put my opinion on it. Just
Yeah.
the way I've described it to people I've talked to about it who don't have, who won't scream at me for having an opinion that's incorrect. I see it. I personally rank it in the on par with Revenge of the Sith for me. And what I mean by that is that it's dumb. It's got a lot of flaws. There's a lot of stupid shit, but I have fun with it.
What stupid stuff
In
in Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker, there's a lot of things like reveals that she's a Palpatine.
I thought that was a little bit cheesy. That she's somebody. And we both agreed afterwards that we thought that she should have been nobody would have been better for the whole thing, but
Just the whole like ending scene and stuff like that. The fact that Palpatine's even back at all and all that. There's just a lot of like this. I mean, like I don't want to dissect the entire fucking film. I thought the whole point was that you said that you already saw a lot of things like that. But
what I don't want to do is dislike it so much.
Right.
I think there's a lot of dislike for the movie. A lot of people are saying, there's a general negativity about it.
Yeah.
And I overall enjoyed watching the movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I think that there's a lot of bad things. I think it's not a good. I don't think it's perfect. I think there's a lot of dumb shit, but I have fun with it.
Yeah.
Right, and that's how I feel about Revenge of the Sith. And Revenge of the Sith is up there for me personally. I really like Revenge of the Sith. I've seen Rise of Skywalker twice now, actually. And my opinion changed a little bit, but just kind of it still evens out to about the same. Where it's dumb fun. That's all it is. Like I acknowledge its flaws and its shortcomings, and there's a lot of silly moments in it, but I have fun watching it. So.
What was the opening scene? Was that the one where Kylo Ren's looking for the Sith Seeker or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
I liked that opening scene.
Wayfinder.
That was a really cool opening scene.
I didn't think it was very good.
No.
I mean, well, that's exactly what I mean. I think
yeah.
it was handled poorly, but I think it was cool.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So that's the perfect example, I guess, where it's like it's a fun scene, but I think it's poorly handled.
Okay.
If to be honest, my biggest complaints with Rise of Skywalker is actually how it ties into the rest of the films. I really, 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 really think they should have teased Palpatine in any of the other films.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to end on it. He should have had like a presence throughout all of them. I get that they retroactively said he was Snoke all along, but they should have teased and hinted to that.
I really didn't like that because I really liked Snoke.
And Snoke were just clones, which is like, alright,
yeah.
sure.
I think bringing Palpatine back had negatives and positives about it. I think I liked the how scary it was that he's back. He's got Star Destroying planets, like all that stuff.
I thought that was dumb, but
I thought the idea of him being back and being such a massive threat, I thought that was a really good thing to do. But I don't think that they should have.
I don't think they handled it correctly. I think it could have worked really well if they had led up to it and teased it in the other films. So that's another thing. Is like I think that the fact that he had a whole army of a whole fleet of Star Destroyers that he just had and then just revealed. Just hanging around. That, and all of them have a cannon that is effectively a Death Star, I think is really stupid. Really stupid. But, it's a cool action scene, I think the fact that he's even alive is kind of dumb, and again, they should have led to it. But I can't deny it. I think that him and all the scenes with him are cool. One of the first things I saw before I saw the movie, not one of the first things, but something I saw someone talk about, was how he's not scary and how he looks dumb. And I was like, oh man, because they were describing it as like, oh, how does anyone find someone being on a crane scary? I'm like, oh, alright, that sounds lame. And then when I saw it, I'm like, that's really cool. I like that. Is it dumb? Yes, but it really tickles my fancy. I really, really liked his big machine thing that he was on.
I think The Rise of Skywalker is the scariest Star Wars movie.
I
think that
probably, I guess.
Because I can't think of another character.
Process of elimination, I suppose. Sure.
Like what's scarier? I think it's mostly just the Palpatine stuff, but also sort of that planet, the Sith planet,
right,
and all of the stuff around that sort of stuff was really scary. Because of how evil it was, I guess.
I don't find it scary at all, but I'm not scared.
Would you say it was the scariest Star Wars movie?
By process of elimination, I might.
So is there something that's almost as scary?
No.
No?
I don't think any of them are scary, even remotely.
No, they're all a little bit sort of...
Well, I mean, there are scenes that I found scary as a kid. Like the trash monster in Death Star.
Yeah, well, that's just a really intense scene.
I thought it was scary, though.
Yeah.
The Wampa.
Yeah.
Rancor. The Rancor is kind of scary.
It was a bit scary.
I remember being, but I just don't. I don't find any of it scary now.
No.
So, I don't know.
What about in Attack of the Clones with the monsters in the Colosseum?
No.
No?
You kidding me? I mean, sorry if you find it scary.
I thought it was a little bit like the little cat one that Padme fought against. I thought that was
scratches her back.
I thought that was pretty scary.
I find extremely obvious CGI monsters difficult to be scared of.
Oh.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to insult you or anyone. Hey, sorry, dude. I should probably talk to you.
What the fuck, man?
By the way, we didn't mention... We're talking about Rise of Skywalker, but I really like this dungeon. It's the Goron Mines, and that's what I mean by all the dungeons are not real dungeons. They're... Or temples. They're a place,
Yeah.
and it's like a sacred place to them, and they have all these unique Goron elders, and I love this. He's got a little smoke coming out of them.
Yeah.
They all have really cool designs. I love them. And the idea of this temple, if you don't remember, is to get all the pieces of the key. See, got a key shard. I got to find all 3 of them. Oh yeah, and the boss is like they've actually just chained down one of their big dudes.
Yeah, it's their leader.
No, I don't think it's their leader. He's just a big dude. I could be wrong.
I think it is the leader.
Okay, because he's infected by a Twilight parasite, and and they've locked him away. And now they're like, if you want to come in and purify him, you got to get the keys.
Yeah, and later on he's one of your friends.
So I like. Oh, here you go.
Cuckoo. Yeah.
I like that. That it's not just a typical temple dungeon. They've got a little narrative going on. It's fucking
They
great.
got a lot of that throughout the whole game.
You do. That's what I'm saying. Every dungeon's got a little.
Except for the water temple with Temple of Time.
Yeah. Well, Temple Time is cool. I like Temple Time.
Temple Time is cool.
Well, the water temple is the water temple is really well designed, but it's like it's the most boring because it's literally just the water temple.
Sky Temple. Oh my god.
Sky Temple's great. It's called.
Crazy,
I think it's called. I actually think it's called City in the Sky. Why can I not? Do I have to? Okay.
Cloud City.
Yeah, Cloud City. I should also mention, look, it should be well known.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have very different, I guess, scaring tolerance. Is that what the word I'm looking for? You get scared a lot easier than I am. There's nothing, not to insult you.
Yeah, well,
it's just a fact.
Throughout the whole movie, I was waiting for something to scare the crap out of me. Waiting for a jump scare, pretty much. Just waiting for.
I like
even like expecting the title music.
Yeah.
Like.
I hate that.
Like it's so tense. And it was like.
I always hate watching a Star Wars film and waiting for the bam.
I can do it at home and it's fine because I can control the volume. But when you're in a movie theater, it's so loud.
No, exactly. Like if I watch Star Wars at home, I turn the volume down and wait for the bang to finish. The.
Yeah.
It's like it gives me a weird rush of embarrassment. I don't know. Is that the right that? I know that sounds weird, but
it's because you should have expected this, but
no, I expect it. I just feel I don't know.
It's still like you just don't. It's not exactly what you expect.
It's always exactly what I expect.
Yeah,
I just hate it. I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, another thing I really wanted to mention about Twilight Princess is that I know talking about the game. What the fuck is the Iron Boots have so much utility in this game.
Yeah.
Not only do they weigh you down, let you wrestle the Gorons. B, let you sink underwater, but also they're magnetic, and I think they also have another use that I can't remember. I love this little thing that leads to nowhere. Really cool.
I think you also use them in City in the Sky because it's pretty windy.
Yeah,
as well.
You do it to prevent the wind. There's so much utility, and I love that. This is the best Iron Boots out of all Zelda. IMHO. There are no others that are utilized as best as this. I'm trying to think, but I can't come up with anything. So. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Iron Boots are only in 2 other Zelda games. Am I wrong?
Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess.
And Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in any other Zelda game. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. That's just how it is.
Well, they're not in any of the top-down ones, are they?
I don't believe so. Anyway, whatever. That's Zelda. Who wants to talk about Zelda when we're playing Star Wars?
Yeah, playing and talking about Star Wars.
So tell me your other issues with the film and stuff. Oh yeah, I know I was talking about. I just want to summarize, but yeah, I find I'm glad that I'm able to just enjoy the film, and just separate myself. And what I've found, typically, depending on your investment in the series of Star Wars, like how much of a mega fan you are, depends on how much you hate the film / like it.
All right.
Like, I know you're a big fan and I'm a big fan, but we're not super mega fans, right? So we were able to watch it and go, well, there's some dumb shit, but it's enjoyable enough, right? Yeah. I went and saw it with my mother, and she's watched all the Star Wars films, but she's nowhere near as invested as I am, and she loved it, right? Yeah. And she's not, she's got really... She went to film school and stuff,
Yeah.
because she sees Star Wars as a different thing to everyone, and that's another thing that I want to talk about.
Everyone's got their own Star Wars.
Everyone has their own idea of what Star Wars is and isn't and should be.
Yeah, it's the normative Star Wars talk.
Well, exactly, and it's like, holy shit.
That was close.
Do I want to come here? Or do I want to... I think I've been here. Yeah, I've been here. Okay. So everyone thinks of Star Wars differently, and she's always seen it as like a space soap opera.
Yeah.
Space opera, or a soap, like a
Yeah.
drama. Of it's just being always over the top, crazy shit.
Yeah.
And just being about this one family and their nonsense. And as a result,
Meet the Skywalkers.
she said, like, you reminded her of A New Hope because of that ridiculous, over-the-top things. It really resonated with her. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And then I look at fans, like, really big fans of the movies and of Star Wars in general, and they despise it, right? We're talking like mega fans, right?
Well, one of our friends wrote in Discord how much they hated it.
Yeah.
I did not want to be on that Discord after they said that.
Really?
So I'm like, I'm gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna go do something else. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna pay attention to that.
I know the next time I talk to him, he's going to talk to me about it, and I don't want to bother, because he's the kind of guy
It's
that will
gonna be
argue with you.
Yeah.
Like you and I, if I say I hated it, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
If I said like I hate it, well, rather, if I said to him I love it, he'd argue with me as to why I shouldn't, and it's like, ugh.
Well, I in my last Friday Night Fun, I talked a bit about Rise of Skywalker, but I knew I wanted to talk about it in this recording session with
Right.
you, and so I held back on a few things. But one thing I did talk about was defending Attack of the Clones.
Fuck you. Okay, you know what?
My favourite scene
in
in that movie is when Padme and Anakin are in the fields doing like the little romance thing. I like that. The
Wow.
conversations that they have are interesting, and they bring a bit more about the characters, and I like that.
That's
It's
really
nice.
Alright, that's interesting because a lot
All
of
the
people,
other stuff
a
I
lot of
think is
people
boring.
really hate the romance in that.
That's because they're small children.
I'm trying to think what scenes I like about Attack of the Clones.
What about Obi-Wan and when he's trapped and talking to Count Dooku?
I don't even remember it.
No? Or going to Camino and seeing the clones?
Meh.
No? What about Anakin and Obi-Wan looking for the assassin? Like in the
in the intro.
in the club, yeah.
I like the death sticks.
Yes. You don't want to sell me this. Yeah, I don't want to sell
You want to go home and rethink your life. Oh man, rethink my life. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, so one thing I wrote down about a week or two ago, because
Yeah.
I knew we'd record again, is I actually wrote down my tier list for Star Wars films.
Ooh.
When I say tier list, I mean my personal favorites.
Yeah.
Woo! How cool is that? My personal tier list, and it is also my subjective tier list.
Okay.
Which means that just because one film
Yeah.
is above another
It's
does
just-
not
yeah.
mean I think that it's better or like it's better made. It means that I
Just like it more for whatever reason.
I just enjoy it more.
Yeah.
So I will break that out in a minute after I don't know. I have to keep playing it. You want to play the game for a second and I'll bring it out?
I have
Do you
no
know-
idea how to play Wii U.
Okay, here.
Right, we can stop and you can just go get it.
Oh yeah, we ended the episode, didn't we? Okay, well, next time on this.
Yeah.